Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jasmine if you're new, and today I'm going to be sharing with you what I eat in a day on keto. I always start my day with coffee. I add a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. It's 1 gram of carb for every 1 tablespoon. Also going to add 1 tablespoon of this Liard superfood creamer that I love, but it's not that great on keto, but I still love it. The reason why is because it has a little bit of coconut sugar in it. Here's what's in my whipped cream, but I did share my whipped cream recipe in this video here, and I also shared it on my TikTok if you guys follow me there as well. I love adding MCT oil. I get this from Costco and it has no flavor. I just add 1 tablespoon to my coffee. I like to add it because it starts off my day with a lot of calories and it keeps me really full up until lunch and even sometimes dinner. So I do love to add it in my coffee. You can definitely add it in other things, but I just add it in the coffee. Once we add that, we're going to blend a little bit so that we can get the coffee a little frothy and blended. You can definitely stop here, but I like to add more whipped cream on top, and then I like to top it off with either cinnamon or pumpkin pie spice. Here are the macros for my fatty coffee. So delicious and worth the 4 grams of net carbs. I'm gonna enjoy this until lunch. Alright, getting started on lunch, I'm gonna do some corned beef this time. This has 0 grams of net carb. I'm gonna do 3 ounces of that in my cast iron skillet and cook that up a bit, break it up so that it can cook well and heat up before I add the eggs. I think next time I'm going to add a little bit of veggies, maybe some onion, maybe jalapeno, some spinach. I think that would make it a little bit better. In a separate bowl, I'm going to crack open 2 eggs because sometimes I be dropping the shell and I don't want it to be in the cast iron and me have to fish it out of that. So fishing it out of the plate makes it easier. Now I'm just going to add it to the corned beef and cook it up. I plated, and now I'm going to add a 1/4 ounce of this Mexican blend cheese and cover it so it can melt a little bit. Works every time. Now I'm just going to add half of an avocado right on top. Avocado is great on keto. This definitely needs some salt and pepper, just a sprinkle of both right on top. This was so bomb and filling, but next time, like I said, I'm going to add a little bit more veggies. And here are the macros for everything. I love using Carb Manager because it tells you straight up, like, keto, great, this is friendly. All right, let's prep for dinner. These are some pork ribs that we got in our butcher box this month. I've shared my review before here on YouTube on Butcher Box, but I do love the meat that they carry is really good quality, and these pork ribs are amazing. I'm going to share with you guys what I'm going to add to them. Because we can have barbecue sauce, you guys. This is the sugar-free barbecue sauce that I get. I get it from Walmart. This is the honey flavored. It is 2 grams of net carbs for every 2 tablespoons. I do track the marinades as well, so I am going to measure out 4 tablespoons of this honey flavored barbecue sauce. I do build the recipe in Carb Manager and I track even the marinades. Gotta add a little spice. This is sriracha. It's less than 1 gram of net carbs for every 5 grams, which is 1 teaspoon, but we are going to measure this as well. I do like to track every once in a while. This is not something that I do regularly. That way too, you guys know exactly how many grams of carbs and everything, because I do get a lot of questions on that, and sometimes I can't answer because I don't measure. But this time I am measuring. Now we're going to add the dry ingredients. Honestly, if you don't have these seasonings, I'm not telling you to run out and get them. Just use whatever you have. You guys know I love seasonings, and these are some of my favorites. I don't usually track my seasonings. I just check to make sure that they don't have any sugar. Starting off with the truffle powder. I love this stuff. It's from Trader Joe's. It's a 1/4 teaspoon is what I'm using. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. 1 teaspoon onion powder. 1 teaspoon onion salt. I love this stuff. 1 teaspoon cayenne pepper and 1 teaspoon of paprika. 2 teaspoons of Montreal steak seasoning and 1 teaspoon of each of these. I'm going to massage it into the ribs. Marinate in the fridge for at least an hour, but preferably overnight. I'm adding it to my grill, so I put it in these aluminum pans and covered it with foil. I am gonna keep the cover on and cook this for an hour before uncovering it. Here's how it looks after 1 hour. I'm gonna uncover it and put it directly on the grill so it can get that crispy char that we want. Tender on the inside and crispy on the outside. It doesn't take long to get color on these ribs because they are really fatty. Here's how they look. I'm gonna let them rest for a little bit, but they're pretty much falling off the bone, guys. The crust on these is ridiculous. They're seriously so juicy and so tender. I'm also gonna be having a salad. Here are the macros. Pretty simple salad. I'm gonna be using blue cheese and this ranch dressing from Primal Kitchen. The blue cheese has 1 gram of net carbs for every 28 grams, so we are going to be measuring this. I'm only going to be using half of the serving size. The dressing has 2 grams of net carbs for every 2 tablespoons, so I am also going to be measuring this and topping it with crushed red pepper flakes. This salad was so simple and so refreshing. I really liked it. I'm gonna start plating, so I am gonna be adding a little bit of a dipping sauce to my plate, and I am gonna be measuring out a little bit of this barbecue sauce that we used on the ribs. I'm gonna be using 15 grams, which is half of the serving, and half of the serving size for the sriracha. The serving size for the sriracha is 5 grams, but I'm only gonna be using 2. I was craving something sweet to drink next to my meal, so I am going to be measuring out 8 ounces of this lemonade. It is 1 gram of net carb for every 8 ounces. Not sure why it's measuring out in Carb Manager as 0, but it definitely says 1 gram of net carbs for every 8 ounces on the label. It doesn't have the cleanest ingredients, but it is freaking bomb. So in a large cup, I am adding a lot of ice and just pouring it over top while I measure it. It is pretty sweet, so 8 ounces is perfect. I'm just gonna add water to mine, which I enjoy. Okay, now the ribs, I'm going to measure out 4 3/4 ounces, but here's the thing, there are ribs there, so I'm gonna measure the bones after so I can make sure that I get enough protein. I got my dipping sauce, my water, my lemonade, and my salad, so we are ready to grub. Let me just give you a closer look of this meal because honestly, it's one of the best meals that we've had in a really long time, and these ribs came out fire. The salad was so good. Here's why you need a little bit more dipping sauce. Just trust me, dip your ribs in a little bit of the barbecue sauce mixed with the sriracha. I wasn't playing, you guys. I am measuring my bones so I can make sure that I get enough protein. Make sure you do this. Am I the only one? I can't be. How else are you guys doing it? Here are my macros for the day. I did pretty darn good. I kept it under 17 grams, which is my goal. Kinda high on my protein, but not too bad. I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your family and friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell so you're notified of when I upload these videos, and thank you so much for watching.